Hello, you beautiful air sign person, you. Welcome to your spring equinox energy update with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're sun, moon or rising sign, Libra, Aquarius or Gemini, this is for you. So what we're going to be looking at here is what you should be welcoming in, what you're working towards over the course of the springtime, and what you're releasing, letting go of or moving away from over the course of the next 3 months. Then we're going to pull a key to the month, a key to the season card, should I say, and also a human design oracle card to kind of just add to that and enhance to it. So before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So let's get into it. For Libra, what is it that you should be welcoming in, working towards at this moment in time and over the spring? Let's see what you get. For your welcoming in card, you have the Knight of Swords. So where things have been slow, where things have been stagnant, where things may have been moving really slowly, this you can let go of, right? This is the time where you can come into your own and you can attack life, right? None of us are getting out alive anyway, as the saying goes, which I absolutely love. I laughed so hard when I read that. It says attack life. None of us are getting out anyway. Right? And this card is basically saying that to you. So yes, it's fast, it's vibrant, it's aggressive even. But this is really saying to you that over the course of the spring, over the course of this next 3 months, you can get into it. This is the time for you to charge ahead. You know, every time we want to do something bold or dynamic or fast, people are like, oh, you should probably slow down. This is one of the few times in life where you don't need to slow down, where you can speed up, where you can jump in with both feet and just get started on whatever it is that you feel is right for you at this moment in time. The other thing with the Knight of Swords as well, things that you should be moving towards if you are wanting to change your job at this moment in time, if you are wanting to change your career path in some way, shape or form, whatever it is that you're hoping to do on that professional level or even an academic level, this would be the ideal time, right? It's springtime after all, when new things, new endeavor, new energy is already in the air. This is a time where you can change direction, and whatever direction you end up going in is the one that's going to pick up the most steam. So the message here from the tarot for you, Libra, is get stuck in, be bold, jump on your horse and charge in. Like literally, the nights are all about movement and action and things that are happening, right? They're events more than anything else. And this one is basically saying, when it comes to your career, when it comes to your studies, this is the time where you can make that change, where you can go off in that new direction. And it's basically saying to you, this is not a time to hold back. It's not a time for you to be timid or, you know, to think too much about it. It's a time for doing. All right. For what it is that you're supposed to release or to let go of is the Ace of Wands. So I'm going to say this to you, my dear Libras, right? This is a time where you have the gusto, right? You've got the green light from the universe to say, go ahead, you know, get into it as fast as you want to do it. Like, if you're ready, you do it. But the Ace of Wands, as what you're releasing and letting go of, is basically saying to you, don't get distracted. All right. Whatever is, and this is the thing with Libras, you know, anything pretty, anything shiny has a potential to pull you off your path, or certainly get you to sort of take a second look. Now, if you are charging forward at breakneck speed, you can't afford to be looking elsewhere. You've got to stay focused. And I really believe that that Ace of Wands message, because it is vibrant and sexual and fun and energetic, and it's all of those things, but it's also a distraction, you know. So I've seen this card represent everything from, you know, lustful sex right through to sex, drugs and rock and roll. And this is why the message is, don't get distracted, right? Charge ahead, do whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you're ready to move ahead with. You have the green light, but this is not a time to get distracted. You've got to stay focused on whatever it is. So whatever the distractions are, springtime is not the time for them. I think Libras will probably be getting into a lot of that over the summer. But that's for another moment in time. So Aquarius, you beautiful air sign person, and my sun sign brothers and sisters, let's have a look, see what are you welcoming in over the spring. Ooh, and we get the Page of Swords, right? So all the air for the air signs. But kind of makes sense as well. This whole year is very much ruled by air. You know, there's a lot of energy going on with Aquarius at the moment, isn't there? So, you know, it kind of makes sense. Now, what we're welcoming in for a lot of Aquarians, this is new meetings. This is going to be new people that are showing up. This is going to be new connections, new collaborations, new moving into different things that we want to do, starting new things. This is going to be lots of information changing hands. The spring, I'm sorry to say, my dear Aquarians, if you were hoping for an easier or slower time of it, it's not going to happen. Spring is going to be just as busy as the first 2.5-3 months has been for us. All right, so if you're an Aquarius sun, moon or ascendant, what you need to know is that these next 3 months are going to be all about the information, all about the communication, meetings, connections, collaborations. You are going to be in so much demand over these next 3 months that you need to make sure that you are present. More importantly, because it is the Page of Swords, this does suggest that maybe you might be a little bit more forthright than you think you're, you know, like in your mind, you could just be stating the facts, which is usually the case for Aquarius. But the way that you come across may be received as like, wow, okay, that was a bit harsh. And so you just want to be mindful of how you speak, the tone or the inflection that you use when you're speaking to people over March. The reason being is because the other thing that you probably need to be aware of as well, over the next 3 months, you are going to be Aquarius is the sign of the future anyway, but over the course of the next 3 months, you're going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of everyone else. And it's kind of like, okay, why is everybody moving so slow? It's not. Everybody else is moving at normal pace. You appear, much like Libra, to be moving at breakneck speed, and it's important that you give other people a chance to catch up with you, and also to get what it is that you're trying to put across. For what you're releasing and letting go of, it's the Fool card, right? I actually really like this. Now, what this suggests to me is this is no more Mr. or Mrs. Nice Aquarius, right? So and I know what I just said previously, but what this suggests to me is, because the Fool card actually is very Aquarian, you know, the Fool represents the world, and so therefore all things and people. But one of the things is, first of all, this is you letting go of this need to dumb things down. And when I say things, I mean more like yourself. Aquarian people over the last 3 months prior to this have been tempering what they say. There's been a lot of, oh, you know, maybe I'll make myself smaller, maybe I will downsize myself, maybe I'll downsize my vision. No effing way. That is done, right? So this is you releasing having to play the fool. It's releasing, you know, the charging ahead with no plan, right? This is the other thing. Yes, you're moving ahead with stuff, but there is a solid plan here. Make no mistake, Aquarius is very mindful of what they're doing, where they're going, and what they want to create. You know, there's a lot of that, so I'm really chuffed with that. But it's kind of like where you've dumbed yourself down, or where you've maybe dimmed your own light, or where you've not really allowed yourself to sparkle and shine for the way that other people feel or what they understand. All of that is going away. And the fact that you have the Fool card as what you are here to release, this is letting go of the idea that your plans don't matter. It's letting go of the idea that it's all just up there in the ether. This is about you saying, no, I have a plan. I have a desire. I have a goal. I know what I'm moving towards. I know what I'm doing at this moment in time. And that is what is important to me. That is what takes precedence right now. It's letting go of all of the, not so much the distractions like Libra, it's letting go of all of the things that are superfluous, and more importantly, all of the things that are just in the bloody way. All right, for Gemini. Ooh, Gemini. What are you welcoming in or moving towards over the spring? You have the Nine of Wands, right? So don't fear. One of the things, I think this came up for, It was one of the fire signs. I think it was Leo. And the message that I gave them was, this is the time to get into this idea of being vulnerable, sharing your vulnerabilities, having the ability to say, actually, I don't know. And when you do that, it humanizes you to everybody around you. This is a perfect time. Use the springtime to highlight to yourself and to other people the gaps in your knowledge, which, let's face it, as Geminis, there isn't many. You guys are like one of the brain boxes of the zodiac for sure. And it's one of the things that I love about Geminis as well. Such easy, free, wonderful communication, which is awesome. But this is really, it's about being open. It's about being open to your own vulnerability. The springtime is trying to show you not where you're weak, where your vulnerabilities lie, where the parts of you that are still being developed are. And by sharing those with other people, by opening that up to others, not only does it humanize you, but it makes people love you even more. It makes people say, wow, you know what? So you do need help. And I want to be the person that helps you. When we admit that we need help from others, there's this magical thing that happens within each and every human being that says, yeah, you know what? I've needed help once before. What can I do to assist you? And that really is it. This whole go it alone, I am always strong, I can do everything. It doesn't get you anywhere. And to be completely honest with you, it isolates you. So don't do that to yourself. This spring, let yourself be open about what the challenges are, what the challenges have been, what you don't know. And because it is the 9 of Wands as well, this would be a really good time to let people know your story, especially if it's one of everybody's is one of challenge, but especially if it's a story of heartache or a story of heartbreak, or you know what, this happened to me and you know, look at what I've managed to turn my life into. Everybody, like, I don't care what anybody says, right? Everyone loves a winner and all that crap. But I tell you what, for me, it's always been the underdog. When someone tells me that they've been through a whole heap of crap or a really tough life and they've come out as a shining, beautiful person, I love that person even more, because it shows that inside each and every one of us is a winner that is waiting to be uncovered. Share your story with people over these next 3 months, and I assure you, people will love you more for it than you ever thought possible, and you'll probably even discover how to love yourself more as well. For what you are releasing or letting go of, you have the Empress card, right? Releasing the idea of perfection, my dear Geminis. You know, letting the I want to say like not letting the facade slip, because it's not a facade, but letting the halo slip, right? Having a little moment where it's like, well, you know what, I want to be mischievous, or releasing this idea that you have to be on 100% of the time. Like, people, oh my gosh, it's so funny. People always say this to me, like, oh, you know, how do you separate your work and your, like, when I'm not reading, I am, you know, I am a normal person. Right? And that is the point. When you're on, you're on. But when you're off, you have to be off, because that off switch of being able to separate yourself from what you do, what you're known as, who you are, what your status is, being able to switch that stuff off is vitally important to your survival, your sanity, your mental health, and just your happiness. So letting go of this idea that you have to be perfect and on all the time is going to be vital for you over these next 3 months. And not only that, to be honest with you, you might really bloody enjoy it. All right, so let's get into your extras for your oracle for our overarching energy and theme, or the key to the season. We have the Magician card, right? So this is a time for bold, honest and open communication. We're air signs, hello, right? But it's the Magician card. The things that we speak out into the world, the things that we give word and thought and action and deed to, those are the things that take on life. And what it is that you create in this world is another life, effectively. So what are you doing with your thoughts? What are you doing with your actions? What are you doing with your words? What is your self chatter like? You know, how you speak to yourself in here. All of these things really matter, and the key for the season, if you want to flourish and thrive over the course of the spring, remember that everything you do is a dialogue with the universe. Everything that you put out is a direct communication on an energetic level. So what are you putting out into the world, and what is it that you truly want to create? With the Magician card showing up, whatever you have to say is about to be heard. So make sure it's something that you really want out there. You feel me? All right. And for our Human Design Oracle card, I'm loving these, by the way. My friend's channel is HD with Denise Matthew. She sent me these as a birthday gift, and I'm absolutely loving them. I'm just reading them intuitively at the moment as well. I'm just slowly but surely learning more about the gates. And look at this, you've got the the gate number 4, which is the answer. Now this is really exciting and very powerful, right? And there's a few reasons. I actually have the gate 4 in Human Design, and one of the things that I know about this, and I got my little goosebump shiver there. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So one of the things that you need to know about this, over the course of spring, over the course of the next 3 months, this is a time for you to speak out into the world what you need, what you want, what you desire, right? Speak it out. Ask the question, and then wait for the answer, wait for the response. So if you say, right, okay, I want to change my job, all right, put that out into the universe. I want to change my job. And then pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, the symbols, the conversations that come up, because they're going to give you the signpost of where you're going to find the job, what type of work is going to fulfill you, and more importantly, what the deeper aspect of you is truly syncing up to. This is it, right? The Magician card. Speak it out into the world. Give it life. The thing that you want, need, and desire most. Speak it out into the world, and then wait for the answer. And it has to be an answer from the external world. It can't just be, oh, well, you know, I had a dream that I was a CEO next week, and, you know, so that's it. I'm just going to sit back on the couch and, you know, eat Doritos until my CEO job turns up. It's not that. And if you expect it to be that, I'm telling you here and now, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Wait for the answer. It will come from the external world. It will come through, you know, you hear something on the radio or the TV, you hear a conversation from someone, somebody messages you and phones you and says, oh, by the way, did you know that this company is looking for this, this, and this? I thought of you when this came up. The external world will provide the answer for you. And this is going to be immense. I got my I love it when that happens. That's, to me, that's when the energy, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is saying yes. Yes, Raf, what you're saying right now is, this is it. This is what we're saying through you. So yeah, anyway, look, I could go on, but I won't. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments. Do you love it? Do you loathe it? How does it speak to you? With that said, take care, and I'll see you soon.